do be live. Sorry, I've got rigor mortis because I'm fucking ancient. Anyway, here's the game plan today, folks. We're gonna be having a gander at that's the keyboard from 1983, August. My friend Tom, it's probably 0% chance he's actually watching this, gifted me this. Shoutouts to him. We're also going to be comparing it to a modern music catalog. And I know that this is not a magazine like this, but it has a lot of similar things that I want to actually compare. You know? So what we'll be doing. This is obviously Sweetwater from Winter 2026. That is very modern. Oh, chill, shorty. But anyway, we'll be putting that one to the side for now. Just floor sound if it heard it, but I don't think it did. Alright, oh shit, that was gross. Anyway, let's get to it. So, particularly with these ads, that's what I want to compare with the modern music catalog. We'll change this lighting. Yeah, I'm holding my keyboard. No. Okay, I think this is good. Alright, roll with that. World's first intelligent keyboard. CompuMagic by Korg. Digital access control. I've never actually heard of a tech like that. Like any sort of keyboard, synthesizer, or what. See, I would have thought it would have been something like digital to analog converter, but that wasn't really a thing back then, was it? "12 oscillator, though, that is pretty beefy from the sounds of it. Yeah, the camera situation is tragic, by the way. But also, I just want to point out, look at this background that's here. That is just glorious looking. It's very high fidelity also. Very sharp fidelity on the text. Trying not to destroy this, hang on, give me a sec. So here's what we have. Sorry, I was looking at the ads. Thomas Dolby, Lee Carreri, Baroque Interpretation. We have Copyright Made Easy, because copyright law was very hotly discussed actually at the time, with sampling and whatnot. And there's some jazz chords too. But this is actually some of the coolest shit in here. Like, Keith Emerson. He's going to tell you about his modular synthesis, or synthesizer system. Excuse me. There's all sorts of cool shit in here that I'm going to get to. So, do you think I can still submit to something to the contest? Oh, the judging of the materials took place on January 2nd, 1984. Shit. I guess that's a no. New England Digital announces exciting new synclaver too. Digital guitar? Is this a MIDI-enabled guitar? Sample to disc. No MIDI, guitar to MIDI type thing, but... That's a fascinating kind of device here. Look at this thing. Automated music printing. I mean, digital synthesis is fascinating too with this when you consider it, because it's basically like having an amp sim, but for your, guitar. Honestly, I would have this just for like a modern synth, just to see what I could do with it. Something basic like the Crave can generate pulse wave or sawtooth wave. And then just go crazy with it. I mean, I tried with my bass that I have over yonder too. So this is the music printing. Oh, it prints the classical notation. What? That's insane. And works? Sample to disc. What is this? Come on. There you are. Yeah! Got it. This doesn't tell me anything what sample to disc is. Oh, it's Winchester disc. Now it does. Sorry, I just had to read it again. Alright. We have a magazine article, Library. Just giving it a quick read. Because there's other stuff I want to get to for sure. I haven't seen everything in the magazine, so some of the stuff I'm looking at for the first time also. Sorry about that. Oh, yeah, yes. So this is actually something I had seen before that I was actually very fascinated by. This digital delay module by Electro Harmonics. I think it has like very fine timing that you can actually set, which makes it very useful for my purposes. It's particularly for rumble techno drum design. I mean, right now I have a tap descent delay, which works pretty well, so long as I can get the rhythm, which I can, but if I'm too intoxicated, I can't. Yeah, I'll be real with you. Hey, whoa. See, that's the OS stutter, by the way. I'm glad it was just caught on stream. That OS stutter that you just witnessed, that's what made me, like, start to record the cassette tapes. I'm serious. Like, everybody thinks I'm joking. That shit is right there. There's a reason I record to this, and not just straight to Windows anymore. And it's because of that. That was just witnessed. Shorties can think I'm lying and shit. But look, I'm telling you, it's not a joke. Everybody's gangster until their OS interrupts their entire recording process for like a day plus. Anyway. 16 seconds of delay out in the upward is kind of insane. I'm sorry I'm struggling with this. Anyway. So like that's cinematic tier reverb. Not reverb, delay. Which I'm about to say can be paired with the reverb that is actually present already in the 2600, if it focuses. There you go. Alright. You got it? Yeah. Modern technology. Okay, let me skip to the part where I'm actually... Oh. Wait a minute. I'm kind of fascinated by this one, too. Wait. Whoa, this is that 18th century, actually? Because that's fascinating structure. Anyway. Look at this, look at some of this stuff. Keyboards of the future. Future, by the way. This is... like, anything that was like computer is so fascinating. Like compu music stuff. All of these. Come on. High performance analog synthesis equipment. All of these like old school ads, I'm just like, they're so cool to me. I know they're just ads, but I mean like it's time capsule, you know. Also, this is a fascinating article, as like wavetable sampling and other forms of sampling became more commonplace. Obviously, copyright law, what's fair use, you know. How can you sample without, you know, plagiarizing? That was a hot topic to discuss. So, oh yeah, and they're actually discussing what a work needs to become copyrighted. It doesn't have to be original, apparently. It's fascinating shit to me, man. Oh yeah, the burning questions. How to obtain and lose copyright protection. Programmable digital FM synth. DX9 and DX7. Hey. It's about to get really fascinating over here. Look at this. That's a rack module, for sure. Like, is this isolated power? There's so much stuff in here that I just don't have. Like, I have stuff that's similar in a lot of ways. Like, I only have semi-modulars and drum machines, other modules. There's just stuff that it's unlike anything that was around at the time these days. Rhodes Scholar. Oh, not that kind of Rhodes. Not that kind of Rhodes. It's like Rhodes organ. Rhodes keyboard. Which is a fine keyboard, don't worry. Oh yeah. To resolve differences and incompatibilities between different drum machines, different synthesizers that or percussive synths otherwise. I mean, obviously you would have to do wave shaping. Sorry, it's envelope control. That's what it's technically called. Hang on, I'm having a look real quick. The Fairlight. Like this. I'm surprised this is even still in there, because everyone I know rips these motherfuckers out. I'm not ripping it out. I want to preserve this, you know? Keep this the way it is. Because it's literally historic material at a time. So, I put this here so without it before. It's kind of a nuisance right now. Let me see. Oh shit! Yeah. Jazz chords. Look at this. Second, fifth, sub verse. Is that what it is? D minor, seventh, G, and a C major 7. Write this down. It will be on the test. See these guys? These are legendary actually in their design. They're bootlegged massively by people all over the place. Like, if you see one that looks like this, it was a Shure originally. You can be sure. Sorry, I'll in the stream. I don't fucking around. Yamaha FM. Wait, $13.95. We have a price point actually. What was the first? Well, hang on. What was? Well, let me get the inflation calculator out here. Because in I know this doesn't seem like a lot of money for this today, but let me tell you, in 1983, that was quite a bit. That was a chunk of change, alright. Alright. $13.95 in 1983 today comes out to be about $4,500, which is what you would call the entirety of the value of, you know, all the devices in my studio. I'm serious. Like, it costs money to have things, but to have things like this is so much more money than I spent, and I'm so happy about that. But at the same time, people probably think it's like 15 grand to have this stuff or more. I'm just not that rich. I really am not. I can't even really call myself rich. I mean, I don't even have a car, but I have these. Oops. Anyway. What do we have here? Delta Labs' new super timeline. This one is also fascinating to me because I believe it can be set up specifically. So much like the electroharmonics I showed you previously, the Delta Lab super timeline is something that I would be interested in having. Because look at the flange. Look at the flange. I created the flange on my guitar pedal by having a very close delay time with something called Xmod and setting the wet volume to be about the same as the dry. But it was like maybe, I don't even know, because it doesn't even give me like millisecond display for the delay. I just had to guess and hear it. This would be so much better. I'm not saying you're not going to see a super timeline in the studio sometime, assuming I can get one for cheap, which is unlikely. So I'm probably going to have to get the Behringer equivalent. They don't have one though. I would love it if they did. If Behringer had an equivalent of this, oh my god. I'm taking something out of the studio rack to put it in, you know? Anyway. Oh, these are cool. These are cool. Really cool stuff. Really cool stuff alert. Look, fellas. You don't know. You just don't know. It's new product line for 1987. This is 1983 though, you know? So, this is coming out in 4 years. We're in 1983. The product line for 1987, you say? The nice thing is, it's available today. They lied. It was not for 87, it was for now. Slam dunk, bitches. I don't even know. Anyway. What do we have here? Focus. Thank you. We have the Jupiter 8, Juno 6, Jupiter 6. Is that a SH? No, sorry, that's the RC. That's the, it looks like an RC. Oh, no, that's the MC202. I need to get my eyes checked. Goddamn. But the Juno, like, 6 and 6.0 over there. Don't those look badass? I think so. What's this device here? I have to wonder. It's not the SH101. This is the SH101. It looks like a keytar to a degree. I think it's the JX3P PG200. It says it has 64 programmable memories, stuff like that. But it's not a synthesis. Oh no, it's a modular synthesis system. So this is a System 100M. As you can see here. I'm not actually familiar with that one at all. The 100M. That looks cool as hell. Okay. Let's check it out. Further on. Thomas Dolby. I still love what Shabs did. I told him yesterday, but it's just so fucking good. Come on, man. Get with it. Never buy one of these things. Fucking gooseneck shit. Of course, it's hogwash. Like, you wash your hogs with it. Alright. Okay, sorry. Houston allergies. Shit never gets easier, never gets better here, you know? The Echotron. I'm gonna have to look at that too. Look, I just saw the super timeline from Delta Lab also. Like, how is this magazine selling me shit from ads from so long ago? And I'm like in it. I'm like in for it, man. Digital delay loop. Solid state digital delay loop with long delay capability. 256 milliseconds. 24096, dude. 16 kilohertz, dude. That's cinematic shit. Okay, so the super timeline. I know I didn't compare the price, but I'm going to. Super timeline, if I recall, was $799, which comes out to $2,500 today, and this is $699, which comes out to $2,250 today. So this shit was not cheap at all, and I'm able to buy like Behringer stuff for $100 each. Oh my god! In 2025, like, what is it in 1983? $100. That comes out to be $30. You could buy, like, if Behringer was around in 1983 and had like the same shit, which they wouldn't because Roland and all of the stuff that they, you know, make stuff from expired patents off of, you could be buying shit for oh my god, like TB303 Roland MSRP in like 1981 or 2 was like how much money? $395 back then. Okay, flip it around. And $395 in 1981, we'll go for the first year. Comes out to be nearly $1,400 today. That's what I'm saying. That's in comparison to, like, if you bought the TD3, if it were available back then, which I know it wouldn't be, or a comparable modern $110. That's the MSRP before, like, the, you know, tariffs and all shit. But anyway, $110 in 1981 is still like fractional comparison, even if it's 1981 money. But the 2025 value in 1981 at $110 is literally just $31. Tech is so cheap to make these days. That's what I'm getting. Anyway. The Emu Systems Drumulator. Nice. What do you have here? Polysynth. See, I need to figure out a way to do polyphony on these without doing the polychain mode. I don't think I want to do that so much. I kind of figured out a way, but it's not like true polyphony, you know? Like, this chord, I think, is made with, so the Behringer grind? Let me check real quick. Yeah. And the Behringer grind has, well, it allows you to do it if you patch it a certain way, but it's not like true polyphony, you know? Like in the Spaghetti Arms, for instance, it's a chord that makes the beep sound. It's made from pulse width wave in LFO. You know? Oberheim. It's the DX, man. Let's get some light on that one. "18 sounds, 100 sequences, any length." What? Whoa, shit. That is wicked. 99 measures. Holy shit. That is meaty in terms of, like, capability. Quantize. It better have MIDI. I don't see it. It does. Is MIDI just assumed to be had? Because I don't think it was super, like, it wasn't an ultra standard at the time, right? It was being adopted, but it wasn't like complete standard. I've made this face before. Let me get to the, here we are. This is what we're here for, fellas. Look at this. Look at this. This is what it is. This is what it's about. Keith Emerson, Insight Tracks. He's gonna show you what's in his Moog modular system. This, folks, is the coolest shit that I've ever been gifted. And this is why. You know? Like, even, like, look, it raises the hair on my arms, folks. I say folks, fellas, man. My dudes. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. The kind of impact. So let's really get into this, you know? So he tells you about who takes care of the equipment. He said, if it's worth doing, it's worth doing yourself. Nice. Studio equipment wise, Atari 8-track, excuse me, Soundcraft mixer, Tannoy monitors, nice. Quad amps, Cord DDLs, AKG mics, nice. Yamaha GX1, 9-inch Steinway, Lin LM1, pretty solid. Studio's out in the barn. Keeps a shotgun leaning against its side so that when he wants to record, he can shoot it off to scare birds. It keeps him away for 15 minutes. He has to stop to shoot it again. And apparently you can hear birds in some of the recordings at the time. That's fucking insane. I love that. And he uses 4-track cassettes. You know, Shibata Man said to use a 4-track recorder. because it could allow for some, that was loud, okay. Anyway, it could allow for some more flexibility in the way that I actually record my music. And, I mean, honestly, he's right, because these are like singular track, and it's no different than how I record direct to digital if I were to do that. And like I record simultaneously to cassette tapes and to digital now because I'm like, fuck Windows. And literally earlier you could have seen why. Fuck Windows. Every single day I get more reasons to like want to switch to Linux. And I already have it on my streaming PC. This isn't my streaming PC. Anyway. So here's what's going on with the Moog modular system of Keith Emerson at the time. Come on, man. Thank you. Six hardwired programming modules, 902 voltage controlled amplifier, 904 amp, or a low pass filter, frequency counter. That's we'll look at this too also. These are, yeah, they look like kind of bookshelfy things, don't they? Rather, they look like books on a bookshelf. Sorry, I need to learn how to speak English again, apparently. That's better, actually. Left to right. These are the 6 hardwired programming modules. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, I'm not sure. But that's definitely the 902, 904 frequency count. So this would have been for like an oscilloscope, I have to imagine. I mean, I've seen while he was touring with ELP, they would have like an oscilloscope. Excuse me. But that tells me something that I mean, like, I've been meaning to get something that's like a waveform monitor of some sort. Spectrograph analyzer would be good. I love the spectrograph. It's what I'm most comfortable reading too. I need to figure out how I can actually incorporate that into the DAW setup though. I mean, I can use FL Studio to do that. It's just not very reliable for it, which sucks because it's like... Anyway, I'll yell at the cloud some other times. Sorry, I have body problems. Anyway. Second tier. 960 sequencer, 962 sequential switch. Multiples. 967 interface in a second 960 sequencer. See, I don't have... This part's actually interesting to me, because I don't actually have standalone sequencers. I have the sequencers that are in my semi-modulars, and that's what I work with. So, like, I also have the sequencer in this, and this is one of my favorite sequencers, actually. I know people are like, well, it's the sequencer from hell, how could you love to use that? Well, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. You can program triplet steps, you can program holds, slides, accents, and it's very flexible, actually. It's very flexible, and then you can combine a number of these very easily, live, and switch it so easily, and pattern sections, A's and B's. It's just so intuitive, and people would be like, well, this thing sucks. But no, you just need to learn how to use it. Like, I learned to use it when I was drinking, smoking, and it was frustrating for a day. But then when I learned to use it, oh my god, did I take the fuck off with it. It's so good. Never use it as a tempo source, by the way. It sucks for that. That's my only complaint. Actually, I'm gonna announce this right now. I did place the order for the TD3 modded out. However, the TD3MO is seriously backordered. There's no like affordable used example. There's no like readily available, and so I have to wait until March. Anyway, but in some nation, it's a good sequencer. Fuck the haters. Even if you don't want to use it for the acid sounds, it's a good sequencer. I love this thing. So, going back to the second row. There's a 960 sequencer right there. 962 sequential switch, multiples. A 967 interface. The second 960 is here. Another 962. On the third tier, attenuators. Wait. Additional 902 VCAs. 911 AGs. A custom sample and hold panel. That's cool. I just have a sample and hold for my 2600 up here. And yeah, I love this thing for voltage control, by the way. It's really good for that. Like, this inversion panel is so fucking good. And multi-out, I mean, it has a lot of the same functionalities as you would find with, you know, sample and hold panels and noise source panels. It's not going to be as, you know, flexible, obviously, but it has a good amount of the same functionality, especially with the ring mod, the voltage processor, and of course the sample and hold. In addition to the LFOs. I mean, they're just really fucking good for what they are, just not gonna lie. Alright. But, well, I'm not saying that my studio is going to be as good, useful, or entirely functional as the smoke system that Keith Everson put together, which I'm sure in like 1981 cost over $200,000. So keep that in mind. That's probably like the better part of $500,000 today. Probably it was so much money, I have to imagine. Shit could not have been cheap. It's cheap today. It's just not cheap back then. Alright. What are we working with here? Fourth tier. 3 921A and 921B oscillator drivers. Oscillator multiples. 905 reverb module. Low pass filter, nice. So there's a dual fourth tier, as you can see. This is where it starts to slide. Slide? No, slant. That's the right word to use. There we go. It's going over it again. 3921921B oscillator drivers and oscillators. Yep, that's 6 there. Here's where the multiples are. We have noise sources. Noise source panel. I must have said NORS. Not really sure what that is, but... Oh no, sorry, I went up again because I have dyslexia. Yes, I'm sorry for my inability. We have the 905 reverb module, 904 low pass pedal, low pass filter, 921 oscillator, 904 80, 902 902 VCAs. Actually, I think that this is where we are. Yeah, yes, so sorry, I had it mixed up. My apologies. Filters, noise source module, 911 envelope generator. Bottom section, so you will see here. 2 CP3A, control voltage routing and mixer modules. Routing module for the output signal. So he has like basically what we'd call patch bait today, right? I wonder what old boy would think about these sort of things. It's so useful actually to be able to mirror the same signal, to process it differently, to bring it back together. It's unbelievably useful. Running to a pedal board. Oh yeah, polyphonic interface module. So this guy, I believe it is. I want this. Polyphonic modules are something that actually I've been looking at. They're not as expensive as you'd think, but they're definitely Euro rack module. They're not going to fit on any like server rack shit I've got. We got the bottom tier as a whole, left to right. 914 fixed filter bank. Oops. (904B) high pass routing panel, 2902 VCAs, 2911 envelope generators, blank panel. Sorry, so you can whatever the hell else you wanted in there. 3902 VCAs, envelope generator, routing module. There's more envelope generators, dual trigger delays, more envelope generators. Bottom tier is all cosmetic. It's all front panels with no circuits except an LED sequencer, which doesn't work at the moment. So it's just all like for show. I mean, it looks cool. Certainly. Oh, these are my legs. Oh, yeah, it fucking matters, dude. I'm not. Basic synthesis. This one's actually a good article for anyone who's getting into, you know, sound synthesis for the first time. Seriously. Oh shit. Did I just like destroy my mic? No. We're good. Yeah, let's teach you about sound sources. Yes. They're going to teach you about voltage controlled oscillators. Excuse me. Teach you about noise sources. Teach you about sound shaping. Yes, like voltage processing, of course. Which honestly, I think I was actually really considering making some videos on. I mean, I'm not exactly the most well versed, but I can like show some things. It's, you know, maybe it helps people. I don't know. I mean, I want everyone to have like, if they're really interested in it, have the best chance of, you know, having a go at it, not be too frustrated. But like, sound synthesis and electronic music production that's all this is just so cool, and you know, people who want to have a go at it should be able to have a go at it. Yeah, low frequency oscillators. Yeah, there's all sorts of cool shit. Oh, here's the real jazz improv. So you can, you know, use this. Teach yourself some jazz improv. Keyboard basics, keyboard general, keyboard stuff. You know, everyone's got organs at their house. Lehman Pentaphonic Clear portable keyboard. Look at this, it's transparent plastic back in the 80s. Seriously, isn't that cool? Back in the 80s. I know, like, that's present tech today, but it was like stylish in the 2000s. The Roland SH101. Let's see what they think. Because it kind of looks like a keytar, but I know it's just a wireless controller. And it has a strap you can wear, so that's what makes me think more like a keytar. The spec sheet. Ibanez. Ibanez from like back in the day? I thought they only made like guitars. This. Memory bone? No. They don't have it pictured. Oh. That was fascinating already. What is this? PZM microphone? Oh, it uses reflective sound to create the realistic capture of the acoustic space, it sounds like. That's cool shit. What's this? Fostex 8-track. Oh, that was 1995. Back in 1983. That's a funky change. Keyboard amp. I didn't know they made specific ones for that. I know they made one for guitar and bass, but I guess it makes sense. So we have the Lin drum here. Why is it getting dark outside? It's not even late. It's fucked up. I did consider getting something like the Lin drum because I know Behringer has something that's like a Lin drums adjacent. Alright, we're getting to the end of the magazine here. Here's another cool one. I love like this like grid shit on the the background. It's just so cool to me. Memory mode. Effects run. Delta Lab was just on it with these like delay modules. What the hell? Oh yeah. This is the Prophet. This is a cool ad. It's too bad that a portion of it is kind of torn out. But it's a magazine from 1983. What am I gonna do? It's the brand new Prophet. And that concludes keyboard. But now, let's compare it. So this is Sweetwater, the music catalog. And there's not very much in here that I want to compare directly because it's, like I said, a music catalog. But when you have stuff like this, I want to compare some of the ads that they have in it also. See like what we're doing. So like, by the way, this is the first analog drum machine that Roland has released, I think, in like 20 plus years, 25 years. They've made digital drum machines with analog behavior circuitry. That's what the TR8 and TR8S are, as an example. This is the TR1000. Well, I'll tell you what, already I don't see Shure. Oh, they are. There is Shure. But they have different mics now, don't they? Let's see, what would be good? Let's go with this. Let's compare the Korg ads that are in the front page of the mag from keyboard of 1983 to, let's see, I want to get like a comparable 2-page ad. I don't know if people pay for that anymore. Sorry, I haven't looked in this for that purpose. I just thought about it on the fly. Yeah, it doesn't. Actually, one thing I'm noticing already is that people don't seem to pay for 2-page ads as much. The ones that have. This is like Pro Tools I'm looking at here. Where's the synths? There we are. Okay. Almost. Wow, the synth section in here is fucking puny. Anyway, this is the only thing that's comparable. It's this one page. One thing I can tell you for sure, the text, I don't know if it comes through, on here is a lot sharper. And this is from 1983, so keep that in mind. This is from 2026. Instrumentification. This is what it looks like. This is what they have. No, I'm fucking around. It's not that. I mean, advertising just look at the contrast between this. I just want to point this out. Like, you have this, and you have this. This. It's just not. Isn't it supposed to be like grabbing your attention or some shit? I don't know. Anyway, that's gonna wrap it up. Thank you all. Checking this shit out. Likely on the replay on, you know, the recording. Shoutouts to Tom again for gifting me this copy of Keyboard from August of 1983. It was very fascinating, especially the Keith Emerson Moog system. Bye-bye.